Hey gang, and welcome back. These videos are brought to you by Card Conduit, the best place to sell your unused collection fast and easily. 401 Games, Canada's top shop for all your hobby and TCG needs. Dragon Shield, the strongest sleeves for your strongest decks. Moxfield, the easiest way to store and share your deck lists. And Foil Armor, flatten your foils fast. Andy wins the die roll and starts us off. He draws, playing out a tapped Watery Grave. Max casts Zurin Orb, and then plays out Ishgard, passing to Zach. Zach's got a Swamp, and pays 1 black for a Tormented Soul. Ben plays a Misty Rainforest, cracking it and losing 1 for an untapped Overgrown Tomb, and loses 2 more. He then taps the Tomb for a Soul Ring, and passes. Andy draws and follows Ben's example, playing a Bloodstained Mire, and cracking it to find an untapped Blood Crypt. He just ships it after that. Max plays a Forest, and casts Belt of Giant Strength. Zach's got a Swamp, and he casts Deep Cavern Bat, choosing Andy as it comes in. With the trigger on the stack, Andy responds by flashing in Fairy Mastermind. Zach in turn exiles Big Score from Andy's hand, and after that, Zach passes. Ben draws and plays out a Saprazan Scary, and then casts Farseek and passes. Andy's got an island, and ships it. Max plays an Abandoned Air Temple, and passes after that. Zach plays a Phyrexian Tower, that has enough mana for his commander with Gix. He swings the Tormented Soul at Ben, and the Bat at Andy, and they each take 1. This is Zach gaining 1 from the Bat's lifelink, but loses 2 life from Gix to draw 2, and he also gets to draw with the Fairy Mastermind as well, and Zach passes. Ben's playing out a Shifting Woodland for turn, and he's got enough mana for his commander with Teval. He follows up by casting Harrow, and sacrifices a land to find 2 basics. He then plays Citrus Supplier, milling 3. Ben then passes, and during the end step, Andy casts Valakut Awakening. Andy's got an island for turn, and then brings out Firelord Azula. He passes, with Max casting a Cycle of Renewal during the end step. Max has got a Forest, and brings out his commander with Toph. He then passes, and Earthbends on the Zurin Orb during his end step. Zach draws and goes straight to combat, swinging the Bat at Max and the Tormented Soul at Ben. They each take 1, with Zach gaining 1, and then losing 2 and drawing 2 because of Gix. He follows up by playing a Swamp, and then casts Vincent Valentine. He passes after that. Ben draws and plays out Yavimaya Coast, swinging Teval at Andy. On attack, Ben mills 3 and brings back Broker's Hideout, which makes him a zombie token, and then sacrifices itself and goes to find him a forest and gains him 1 life. Andy then takes the hit for 4. After combat, Ben casts Muldrotha, and he then casts an Exploration Broodship from his graveyard. He then stations it to 3. Ben then replays the earlier sacrificed Overgrown Tomb from his graveyard as his extra land for turn. He then cashes in the Saprazan Scary to help cast the Death of Gwen Stacy. As it comes in, he uses it to destroy Azula. Andy's got a Smoldering Marsh, and casts Ashling Flame Dancer. He follows it up with Lavispur Boots, and passes. Max draws and plays Rumble Arena, scrying 1 as it enters. He plays out a Commander Sphere, and then a Hedron Archive, and then passes, getting the Toph trigger to Earthbend onto the Hedron Archive. Zach draws, playing out a Swamp, and he casts Withering Torment to take out Muldrotha. He then moves to combat, and swings Vincent at Ben, transforming him, and the Tormented Soul goes at Andy, and the Bat goes at Max. Ben chumps with 2 zombies, but takes the damage from Trample, and Andy and Max take their damage as well. Zach then gains some life from lifelink, and then draws 3 and loses 3. His second main phase then has Zach casting Reanimate and targeting Muldrotha. After stealing the creature, Zach then passes turn. Ben draws, and in his main phase ticks up the Death of Gwen Stacy, and Ben and Zach discard a card, while Max and Andy take 3. Ben then casts Ob Nixilis the Fallen, and plays an island, dealing 3 to Zack. Going to combat, Ben swings Teval at Zack, and brings back the Saprazan Scary off the attack trigger, and then deals another 3 to Zack with the Ob Nixilis trigger as it comes in. He also makes a zombie token, and Zack then takes the hit for 4. After combat, Ben then stations the brood chip to full. He then casts River Kelpie from his graveyard by sacrificing a land. He draws as it enters, and Ben passes. Andy plays out Minas Morgul, and he casts Arcane Signet. He follows up with an Archmage Emeritus, and passes. Max draws and casts Maria, and then plays Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop. He cracks the Hedron Archive to draw 2, and the archive comes back because of Earthbending. Max then moves to his end step, and he Earthbends on the Commander Sphere, and passes. Zack draws and goes straight to combat, swinging Vincent and the Tormented Soul at Ben, and the Deep Cavern Bat at Max. Ben puts Ob Nixilis and 2 zombies in front of Vincent to trade, and Zack and Max take 1, with Zack gaining some life, and Vincent coming back transformed. Zack then casts Afterlife from the Loam, and he gets back Ob Nixilis, Quasari Revenant. He then plays a Reliquary Tower as his land for turn, dealing 3 to Max from the Ob Nixilis trigger. Zack then continues by playing Stitcher Supplier from his graveyard, and he mills 3, and then casts a Soul Ring from hand. He follows up by playing Plague Engineer, naming Fairy, and after that, Zack passes. Ben draws, and he puts the final counter onto the death of Gwen Stacy, exiling each opponent's graveyard. He then plays an island and a command beacon, and he casts Wasteful Harvest. He gets Turntimber Sower off of it, and he then casts Scoot Swarm. He then follows up by casting the death of Gwen Stacy from his graveyard thanks to the brood chip, and he destroys Muldrotha with it as it enters. Ben then continues with an Essence Anchor, and then he swings Teval at Andy. He mills 3 on attack and returns a forest to play, and with the trigger, makes a Scoot Swarm token. Andy then takes a hit for 4, and Ben passes. Andy's got a swamp and casts Azula. He moves the Lavispur Boots onto her, and he swings her and Aisling at Zack. Zack blocks Aisling with Ob Nixilis, and Andy casts Invigorated Rampage, targeting Aisling, and copies it and targets Azula. This is Andy drawing 2 off the Archmage Emeritus, and Aisling gets both Magecraft triggers, dealing 2 to each opponent and opposing creature. With the damage ability on the stack, Max uses the Abandoned Air Temple to save his board, but all small creatures get wiped away. Zack then takes the rest of the damage, and Andy passes. Max has got a Sheltering Landscape, and he taps his Belt and Zurin Orb to exile a card off the top with Maria. He then hits and casts a Felwar Stone. He then casts the flavorful The Walls of Ba Sing Se. Going to combat, Max swings Maria at Ben and the Commander Sphere at Andy. They each take the damage, with Max losing 2 and drawing 2 off of Gix. Max then goes to his end step, Earthbending on his Sheltered Landscape. Zack draws and transforms Vincent in combat as he swings the Quasari Revenant at Ben, Vincent at Andy, and the Deep Cavern Bat at Max. They each take their hits, and Andy gets taken out. Zack gains some life, and then draws 3 and loses 3 off of Gix. After combat, Zack casts a Bubbling Muck. He's then able to cast a Barrogoyf, Kalitas, Trader of Get, and then Animate Dead, bringing back the Ob Nixilis. After that, Zack passes. Ben surveils a Wonder to his graveyard on his upkeep with the Essence Anchor, and draws for turn. He then ticks up the death of Gwen Stacy, and Zack takes 2 while Max and Ben discard a card. Ben then continues by casting a Moldervine Reclamation, and then Rise of the Witch King, which has him sacrificing a zombie, and Max sacrifices the Commander Sphere, and Zack sacrifices the Deep Cavern Bat. Ben in turn brings back Muldrotha. Ben then casts the Scoot Swarm from his graveyard, and he plays a Verdant Catacombs, and cracks it, losing 1 for a land, making a total of 3 Scoot Swarm tokens. Ben then sends Teval at Zack, milling 3, and gets back the Saprazan Scary. This makes him more Scoot Swarms, and Zack then takes 4. Ben follows up with an Oversold Cemetery, and passes. During the end step, Max sacrifices and returns the sheltered landscape thanks to earthbending, and gets to go and find a land. Max's main phase has him casting Spine of Ish-Sah. It comes in and destroys Vincent. And Max then taps the Spine and the Belt to marry his ability to exile Restless Bivouac off the top, which he then plays. He continues with the Throne of Geth, and then swings everything at Zack. Zack blocks Toph with the Barrowgoyf, and because of all the lifelink, takes only a total of 1. After that, Max earthbends on the Spine of Ish-Sah and passes. Zack draws and casts a Dread Return to bring back his Plague Engineer. And Max responds by sacrificing the Spine of Ish-Sah to the Throne of Geth to proliferate. The Spine comes back, and he takes up his +1/+1 counters, as well as Ben's Scary, Broodship, and more importantly, the death of Gwen Stacy. The Spine comes back and destroys Ob Nixilis, and the death of Gwen Stacy then exiles each opposing graveyard to stop the Dread Return. Going to combat, Zack then swings the Qusari Revenant at Ben, and Barrowgoyf at Max. Ben blocks with the Scoot Swarm thanks to Wonder and it has flying, and Max just takes the 6. After combat, Zack plays a Swamp, and then casts a Decanter of Endless Water, and then a Nighthawk Scavenger. Ben returns Raminap Excavator to hand with the Oversold Cemetery, and draws for turn. He then casts the Excavator, and plays a Verdant Catacombs from his graveyard, and then cracks it. This makes him more Scoot Swarm tokens, and Ben then casts an Ashnod's Altar, and then Sir Conrad from his graveyard thanks to Muldrotha. He then sacrifices 3 zombie tokens to the altar to make 6 mana, and recasts the death of Gwen Stacy from his graveyard to destroy Kalitas. Ben then goes to combat and swings everything at Zack. Teval gets back a Foreboding Landscape, and Ben in turn gets 60 more Scoot Swarm tokens. Zack then blocks Muldrotha with the Nighthawk Scavenger, but takes the rest. Afterwards, Ben needs only sacrifice 32 Scoot Swarms to the Ashnod's Altar, taking Zack out and drawing the rest of his library. With the damage on the stack, Max sacrifices enough lands to jump up to 33 and survive at 1. After that, Ben casts Awaken the Honored Dead, destroying his Moldervine Reclamation, which was forcing himself to draw. Max responds to this by cracking Commander Sphere to draw a card to try and find an answer. Max doesn't though, and Ben is then able to sacrifice his remaining board of Scoot Swarm tokens to drain out Max and win the game.
Hey gang, game review time. I'm still sick with the flu, like crazy sick unfortunately. Just getting downstairs to my office was probably more than I should have done. Maybe instead of me prattling on about what the best play was this game, you can leave me down below in the comments your favorite play that you've done this year as a kind of fun way to summarize the year. Thanks.
This video wouldn't be possible without the help from my sponsors, but it definitely wouldn't be possible without the help from you, the viewers, and my patrons. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and to remember, friends are just opponents you haven't eliminated yet.